all aware that in the United States we have what we call Heritage Months. Those periods within the year designated to recognize and celebrate various ethnic and cultural groups. These special months are times not only to celebrate, but also to be educated in the important stories and histories of individuals and their contributions to our nation, with the goal of moving us all to greater unity. As part of the Western Territory's effort to honor and celebrate the many cultures that make up our Army family, today, we're pleased to present this brief video that will be part of an ongoing series, recognizing and highlighting different cultures during their designated heritage months throughout the year. The truth is, our Salvation Army family is made up of a remarkably diverse group of individuals. I am convinced that we are certainly better together when all are welcomed, when all are valued and embraced as children of God, made in His image. As you watch this video, we pray that you will open your heart to listen, learn, and celebrate with us the beauty of our multicultural world.
Thank you, Commissioner. Bienvenidos al mes de la herencia hispana. Welcome to the Hispanic Heritage Month. To me, tacos, tortillas, and tamales are the staples of Hispanic heritage, but we go way beyond that. There isn't an industry in which Hispanic Americans haven't made their mark in history, with some of the most iconic politicians, singers, actors, athletes, and more coming from individuals of Hispanic descent. Individuals such as Cesar Chavez, who fought for farmers' rights, Ellen Ochoa, who made her mark becoming the first Hispanic American woman to get into space, Sonia Sotomayor, who became the first Hispanic American member of the highest court in the land, the United States Supreme Court, and of course, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who taught us all about Alexander Hamilton and the beginnings of America through the musical Hamilton, told by actors of color. This month, in the U.S., we celebrate the 60 million people of Hispanic descent by recognizing Hispanic Heritage Month. This celebration started in 1968 as Hispanic Heritage Week under President Lyndon B. Johnson and was expanded and enacted into law by President Ronald Reagan in 1988. So, what do we do during this month? Interesting fact, Hispanic Heritage Month doesn't begin on the 1st of September. It begins on the 15th. This is because September 15th marks the anniversary of independence of 5 Hispanic countries back in 1821. Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Mexico, Chile, and Brazil celebrate their independence on the 16th, 18th, and 21st, respectively. During this month, we honor the cultures and contributions of Hispanic Americans and celebrate the heritage rooted in all Hispanic American communities in the United States. When I look at the last 100 or so years, I am awestruck at how the Salvation Army has impacted the Hispanic community here in the United States. In 1905, God used Envoy Edward M. Schnorr to establish the very first Hispanic outpost at El Paso, Texas, paving the way for more Hispanic outposts and corps. According to the book Triunfarán, the Hispanic Ministry of the Salvation Army, by Major Frank E. Payton, the Salvation Army's Hispanic ministry expanded from El Paso to Laredo, Texas, and then to Phoenix, Arizona. After that, in 1946, the Hispanic ministry arrived at East LA, California, with Candelaria and Tobias Martinez as the corps officers. The Salvation Army has always been mission-driven, empowering leaders of all races. In 1987, the Salvation Army started the Hispanic track at the College for Officer Training in the Western Territory. This was a big deal because this meant two things. The demand was great for Hispanic officers, and the Salvation Army was accomplishing its main mission to meet human need in His name without discrimination. In Santa Ana, California, we recognize the contributions of Commissioners Joe and Doris Nolan, who endorsed the Latino Ministry to begin at their core. They approved for the Latino Ministry beginning under the leadership of envoys Raimundo and Esther Hernandez. There, in a trailer, in the back of the Corps, a small chapel that could hold 40 people was established. They called it La Capilla de Salvación, or the Chapel of Salvation. The small trailer chapel was then dubbed an outpost, and soon thereafter a corps under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonels Zoilo and Magali Pardo. In a few years, the Santa Ana Temple became the largest Latino congregation in the United States. To this day, this congregation continues to save souls and remains an important part of the health and growth of the Western Territory. Today, over 100 officers of Hispanic descent and thousands of soldiers and children not only participate in weekly worship, but live, serve, and participate in their communities. I'm blessed to be a Hispanic, standing on the shoulders of those who came before me. The rich heritage that the Salvation Army has motivated me to be myself. Not to hide or change who I am, but rather let my inner Mexican show. I know that as an officer, I have much to give to the communities I serve. Being a Hispanic American helps me relate to the youth of both Hispanic and second-generation American heritages. I'd like to foster within every one of us unity, the desire to break barriers and embrace one another's heritage. Les animo a que nos unamos los unos a los otros y rompamos todas las barreras culturales. ¿Quién vive? Cristo. Y a su nombre, gloria, y a su pueblo, en victoria. Bendiciones.